I was out for a woman in our Caribbean for one sunny, Hannah all the latest update notices and Caribbean like in a shame on your say any being soon keep you updated and already. Yeah, fair in chimney and candy one chairman. And Chambia and the Tamale High Court, the ruling be by Kpandai MP. And it's a man who knows who MP a year through the Parliament Speaker and declaring the seat vacant. No Montreal and comma easy na easy within 30 days. No Monco every round. Who the actual MP or because NDC for the 41 polling stations of course that constituencies no. That constituency no there was errors I just say can I say there was some illegalities be a course where was say a court board no more fixing those issues. NPP for also the cases so called HSA. Almost also other polling stations are NDC for the Alpha County Court and so the Infant Count. Koreas and court says are there any yen for. Na nyina titi press conferences and comments ahodo a Afenyo marking time Mickey. Na one of the comments and say judge or this are ruling by no or a ruling to satisfy any paymaster. Just as I some no kind of see no edia some Kesi na bring Afenyo marking. You see a solo or that court say would their Afenyo marking for contempt of court. Because in Yamano Wakano, sebi, and same fata. No more punishing ye pa now or the expose via by HSA. Even that panel no mutina case no so no. To kono it is our panel no. Inti yes and bring conclusions in which you any a punishment or my NPP MPs near for your market.
I've heard the candidate of the NPP say that he won comfortably with 3,700 and something votes. Is that the case? So this decision is not a victory for anyone. All that the court has said is that go back and let's see whether truly, mano a mano, you won the elections. It is the same voter register that will be used. By now, you may have about 10% of the voting population either dead or left the place. So a substantial number of voters are still there. Go back and do what? And vote. Now, I see the difficulty of the minority leader and the minority NPP. Mind you, these days when you are quoting minority, don't let us put all of us together because the United Party is a minority party. So sometimes if we don't draw the distinction, people might think that we fall under the minority NPP when in fact the United Party is also a minority party but a responsible one as such. Here is a political party's leader in parliament who knows the law. In fact, he is a lawyer that knows that the matter has already been appealed, taking the judiciary to the cleanest. That the judge, Justice Planch, only sought to serve his paymasters. Hey! And he has not been called to any how to before anybody or any contempt procedure being occasioned. I have not heard it before. He feeds from the court. He feeds from the court. I'm not a lawyer. I don't intend to be one. But he, Afenyo, will continue to feed from the court. So if you are bastardizing the court, you think you are spoiling me my business? It is you. Especially when he does not have any evidence. In any case, this judge, this very case, let me see the date that they filed it. So that this case was filed when? I think it should be in December of 2024. Is that not the case? January. You have the exact date. All right, where a date stamp it. Okay, so you want to get the date. But when at the time this matter was filed, I believe it was still within the tenure of President Akufo-Addo. Because the law is so clear that if you have a petition against any issue involving election, it has to be, if it is a presidential, it has to be 21 days. Is it the same for the parliamentary?
Yes.
So if it is so, that means it was filed within the tenure of President Akufo-Addo. Indeed, this case would have been assigned by the embattled Chief Justice Tokonu. So if the minority has any issues, do they have issues with the one that assigned, that is Tokonu? Which one is not true? Help me.
It's a high, he filed at the High Court formally. So it's a judge there. It's not now that Tokonu is going to assign a judge to handle the matter.
Every case,
the judge in Koforia was stopped from
What I'm saying is, if you say he has signed it,
who supervises the judiciary? Every case that goes to court, let me tell you, the stamp at the back of the case is that of the Chief Justice. Am I wrong? So if you have Afenyo markings who could go to court at 12 o'clock and get conviction and get rulings ready by 3 o'clock, come to tell us that what the judge did was to serve the paymasters. And I'm saying that the case started during the tenure of the MPP's president, or the president of Ghana, Nana Akufo-Addo, who was an MPP person. Then whose paymasters was he talking about? That's the first point. Secondly, Senna, you were in this country when, in the last elections, Obuasi East, the returning officer, declared for the NDC. You were in this country. Now, the matter was taken to court. The court overturned that declaration in favor of what? The MPP. Why did Afenyo not come and tell us that the judge on that occasion served his or her paymasters? What about țaṣṭaṛdizing? When the court ruled in favor of ฎángër, why did we not hear from Afenyo come to tell us that the court only served their paymasters? And these rulings all came in April of 2025. In April of 2025, who was the president of this country? Is it not John? It wasn't not John Mahama, and is it still not John Mahama? So you see, when you have a very weak leader, I've said that Afenyo is a very weak leader, so weak a leader. And the reason why the MPP is not down there, he's not preferring or offering that constructive leadership. That leadership that builds a party. I keep saying that it is not much about the numbers in parliament. Because the situation the MPP finds itself now, they have been there before. In 1996, the MPP only had 67 members of parliament. But because of the quality of leadership, because of the quality, the position that Afenyo is occupying today has been occupied by the likes of J.H. Mensah before. Those were the days that we could pick up pens and papers and then go and listen to parliamentary debate to form our opinions on how to even write various opinions on matters. I dare say that you will be making a fundamental mistake as a student of today to go and listen to Afenyo and follow his arguments and go and write F straight. But the true problem is not even with. I've listened to the embattled MP himself, and that is where I believe that the judge has rather helped the MPP. In all honesty, because see, the NDC went to court mostly to get the 41 polling stations either rerun or recollected. Now, when I listened to the MP, the embattled MP, what he said was that the 41 polling stations contain about more than 10,000 votes. The only 41 polling stations that the NDC was talking about. And he claims that these were the polling stations that he won by a landslide. He won convincingly. Means these are his strongholds. And that the rest of the polling stations that they are talking about, the NDC won. So if a judge and someone comes to you that you preserve what I won and go after where I lost, I thought that the MPP would be clapping for the judge. That look, I do not want to advantage you, because then what it means is that the NDC will be going into the rerun with that advantage. That they are already leading, they are only going to fight for the 41 polling stations and make sure that either they win or level. So if you say a rerun, would you not clap for him? That has to be. Now, I have said that the Kpandai constituency is the stronghold of the NDC by virtue of things that happened along the line. Ɲ00ms was able to penetrate. The true problem is that the MPP is now in disarray. They have a serious issue, a very big issue, division at the highest order. Look, I would be very surprised to see Kennedy Japan in Kpandai campaigning for Ɲ00ms when he has openly aligned himself with Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and campaigning against Kennedy Japan sharply and heavily. And if you are Kennedy Japan or Brian Champo, would you waste your time and resources to go there and say you are going to campaign for Ɲ00ms and empower him so that he can continue to be in parliament and use his parliamentary influence to be cajoling his people, his constituents to be following you? This is the crux of the matter. This is where the problem is. Where Kennedy has accused Ɲ00ms and co, all those northern parliamentary caucus of doing tribal politics. Pure tribal politics. So these are the issues. Not because Afenyo thinks he lost, but no. He knows that even in campaigning for the candidate, it will be difficult because the frontliners, those that want to lead a party, he will not have the full cooperation of them. That is why if you are a leader, we keep telling people, when some of us were in the NPP, we were telling you that, look, when you are going into internal battles, leaders, be it parliamentarians, ministers, party executives, don't take sides. Be neutral. Be neutral. So if you are known to be doing this against the other candidates, all in favor of Bawumia, what I've heard a lot of people from the other camp say is that Bawumia has been promising the New Patriotic Party that any election that happens in the northern region, he will deliver. So that's why they are handing it over to him. Go to Kpandai and deliver. But I'll assure you, Sarah, that they will give the MPP a gap. My only worry is that our final certificate is not ready. That the United Party would have fielded a candidate, and I can tell you that we would have given the NDC a good one and we win it.
But you were not part of the...
Good one is not part, it's a rerun, everybody's in.
Rerun, yeah.
Oh, you are not in here.
Rerun, they can be that way. Thank you. So
now you want to cut off?
I know, but...
Advantage of...
But this one is to launch ourselves. Look, all these people, they are, look, it's a gunner. Now that you are referring to people as motherfuckers. Hey, Osofo, you know that guy is Osofo?
Really?
He prays more than anybody. He's a motherfucker. Motherfucker. Hey! This is what the party has got to do.
So thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. A few comments. This is Dennis Yakote says, I agree with the MPP. The court will deliver justice by either affirming the decision of the court below or sustaining the appeal. But I want to ask if the Court of Appeal justices are from Nigeria or are also part of the irresponsible judges who we have at the moment, as Afenyo would want us to believe. Today, because of only one person, the dismissed CJ, who was out of the bench, the judiciary all of a sudden has become flawed and irresponsible. Isn't that interesting? To have come from a minority leader and a lawyer. As a citizen, he has every right to criticize the judgment of the court, but the manner and demeanor with which he did it, and the language used to suggest as though all the justices of the court were just appointed yesterday by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, is troubling. And thank you very much for the comment. And this one is from Don Patricio, who says, good morning. Please remind us of Jechi Kwesi and what Nanado said against him. Why are they afraid of a rerun if they're sure they won? And that's coming from Patricio, who sent that. And this the style issue alone is enough to get rid of these EC bosses.
I wish I put the Yankasi Asuma, a solo, and I'm breaking him down. I'm your home and Yama. He said, course watch. I say, Afenyo marking is a smart timer. All the time now, this man, this person, level of hypocrisy no untie ne da unim ne da or kasa de we usi ha hanani ekasa no obedwen say niam a work no no correct because we are more patriotic or more follow no etie no ehu say akoye friend Afenyo marking eka hypocrite ashenema because oka semon na echina no asesana no anything even say ye demra kwan so na ye bibiti NPP a unsupported that because I'm running here democracy atoto na se nkrofo edi ni manim no monye papa omo chiachia niema the same ruling ba na say favor NPP a we na yetia strengthen the democracy, let democracy work, let the law work. No asa can the same thing na wasa chese untenase eno no waya basis abre na isi no amanfo ehunu no to akase bia na amanfo aba be expose no. Yes, oko boasi east I stand to be corrected if says sanity a year EC declare NDC parliamentary candidate as a winner so on enkoye MP case ni court Emma court Dani asem no I can say NPP for na wini so NPP candidate na the wini no the Afenyo mark and can say judge or this ruling ni by no he or she did that to satisfy any paymasters one kasa so anything be against them no be running it and he thinks say the press conference do obey how be any akasa akọ radio TV station akọ kasa regional parliament akasa no dream say eno any bit imagine so ade aye niema ono nko ape ni trim no that's why speaker last time our baby can say anytime you obeka say bi onim say ade obeka na nye na so person we ya mama for the eternity and so no also say enye sa na etie yes anity so solo can say you say Afenyo mark when lawyer say minority NPP leader in parliament e be na no kasa asem na I won't quasi e fa na tra I was say holding it for contempt na punishment be o bia na the punishment say hwehwemu no ba wie na say judge ni niam mra kwan so was say punishment because anything must to kono any court inti and I see ye na free as chief justice inti no any judgment be free court abebian enye papa wonti mi ent na wiase enye se to kono onye court for Ghana amount for be chief justice eko if se watomra na mra na di na ono so ko to kono enye court final judgment Ghana. It is a tukuna kotenefi. Na say anything be a court baby and all time. Ruling be a all time. Any jai kasa because I was say true solo no person I was say actions be taken and the punishment papa we are friend of your marking. Because I know why ye pa say obi o lawyer. Na the same court a man need no. Or say tarnish the same court. Now, so tarnishing the same court. That's when your cases end here. Ever na be music every. Because you are a lawyer and the court, the same court in the video. So, or catch and say, me and for family sometimes no customer, you set the record straight in channel. Then no crown may be a be money, infant. Na mun stop no. Then you bua when jai can because a dear had to two on my assy and boa. Anything be any in favor of NPP on one support it. No sir, more money chance a man to two in Semungo. Mon stop penal and many me now or catch a NPP for say Mona Moses Marini with over 3,000 votes. Then I must show because you know say Mokori run elections now NDC for be winning because Papa your friend Matthew no would declare the support Emma Baumia and 4 candidates and standing as NPP 4 flag bearer. So these people no but me uncle the best of me or constituency I be campaign yama Brian Champon Kenya Pony or Macano or mon yes how cause watch they say won't support him no more born winning as I could support another candidate and what so I say division say what MPP Mountain Papa will be Lucy pa I mean this is Friday every so Sky Nation man you are sitting here being tough once in your